Hi, for today's teardown, this military radio, it is an Indian-made military radio for the Iraqi army, made by BEL, which stands for Bharat Electronics. I am trying to zoom. Model number LHP-219. Serial number 1677 for you. So it was designed around 1987. It has a frequency coverage from 2 to 30 MHz in SSB and CW mode. USB also apparently. There is a digital frequency synthesizer and not a lot of other informations. In fact, in particular the transmitting power, transmitting power is at peak of 3.75 watts. So I got this one a long time ago from eBay, and it came actually from Iraqi war. So I did already do a short video about it a long time ago on my channel, but it deserves a proper teardown. So we will check what we have. We have heatsink here for the transmitter probably. We have a band selection switch and tuning button. The power connector here for plugging external power, antenna, main power meter, mode switch, the frequency selection decades, and the 5-pin heatsink connectors. So I believe it must be copied from a US radio, but I do not know which one. So if you know which one, comment. So it is a 7 kilos metal case. On the back we just have a connector for the battery set. Okay, so very heavy, quite rough condition as you can see, because yes, it was in Iraqi war, so it does not help. So I will try to undo real quick the cover. So you will notice I did modify a little bit my overhead camera stand, and the camera is 20 centimeters higher now. So it is a temporary reset up for this particular teardown because it is quite large, but I know I can do it if needed. Lately I had a few teardowns which were quite annoying because the items were too big. So it is a little bit better like so, I believe. Excuse me. Maybe. Okay. So the easier way to proceed is like this, I guess. Okay. So the metal cabinet is just a metal cabinet, nothing special here. And here is a first view of what we have inside. So we have this module which is mounted on hinges, so it can flip open with all these plug-in modules with circuit boards. Each one is written. So we have filter out, filter in, AGC, detector and receive audio, generator, summing amplifier and regulator, 10 volt regulator, transmitter first F, transmitter audio and tone generator for this side. So here you have little extractor tools we will use for removing the modules, and I will remove them one at a time and we will have a look at each one of them as far as it is possible to open them without damaging too much. On the other side we have a bunch of other modules. This one is called programmable divider. Here we have probably nice quartz oscillators. Here we have power supply with a missing screw, by the way. Ah no, it is the puller extractor screw. This nothing written, and here aerial, AC and metering unit. So if I remember correctly, it might be possible to remove completely the front panel. Let me check. I'm not sure anymore, in fact. So first I will flip open this part here. I hope I am not in the frame of the camera. And we will find probably, I guess, a big motherboard. Yes. So this is the interesting module with a lot of trimmers, as you can see. Here just the connectors of the modules at the other side. Very nice wires. And yes, as expected, big motherboard. So where to start? Really, I do not know. First, I guess I will try to undo this module here and here. Excuse me, I do not remember exactly the process to take it apart, so yes. We have screws here, but I do not think it is necessary to undo the screws on this side. So the one I want to remove, by the way, is this one. Let me see if I remember the process. Oh, yes, maybe we have screws on this side. And we have also this module here. So I will try with these two modules. For this, so first thing we can have a look at is here these two nice boxes, which I will not remove any further. They are called crystal filter, frequencies written on them, and BEL Electronics logo, with some passives at the back, and completely shielded boxes, as you can see, two of them. Probably the case is silver coated also. Okay, so I believe, if I remember correctly, that I can undo this round strap first. It never hurts. And I see 4 screws here, which may allow to pull this module. This is completely modular construction, but everything is not completely obvious. So it looks like, yes, it will work. And this module is almost coming off. Almost, because we have in fact I'm not sure it was completely necessary, but it is still, it will be easier for me anyway. Okay, and we have here a big multi-way connector to the programmable divider, which I need to undo. Try to, without breaking anything on this rare device, because yes, I did never see another one for sale, so probably in Iraqi you can find a lot of them. Okay, so this is off. At the back we'll just have the connectors for the modules, and it looks like they are secured with screws here. This one. Here we have a very nice Bulova temperature compensated crystal oscillator. As you can see, very fancy stuff. And all these modules I will try to remove later. Now, next step should be to remove this module here. I'm not sure of which way I will do the teardown of the modules. First I am removing everything I can, and we will see. Maybe we will start with undoing the front panel if necessary, and having a look at it. Should be okay. So this should come off, hopefully, maybe. Here is yet another big multi-pin connector. It looks like, totally looks like I did miss a screw. Not sure which one. Not this. Not this. I will try to push it. Maybe. Okay. So it is coming off. But yes, you know what? I believe I need to undo the front panel first. Very interesting. So for the purpose of removing the front panel, it is just a matter of undoing a number of screws. Actually, maybe 6 screws. 3 each side, excuse me. Three on this one, 3 on the other one. So it is not because it is a modular construction that it is easy and quick to maintain construction. As you can see, lots of screws, and this one is particularly hard. See? Okay. So it should be good. I try not to drop all the screws. And maybe this one also. Oops. Okay, so believe the front should come off. Excuse me, it is really a pain, this thing, in fact, because there is another hidden screw here. In fact, this thing, this standoff must go. So remember, the standoff is behind the indicator. Very fun to do. Oops. I need maybe another tool. This one should be okay. Yes, I am completely undoing a standoff with pliers. It is loose now. Okay. Okay, so now the front panel is loose and I should be able to pull this module. Yes, maybe, hopefully, yes. Okay, so 3 connectors here. I will just check if they are color coded or anything. No. No. So G5 is gray and gray. G2 is black and black. Ah yes, they are color coded here and here blue. So it is not too big a problem. And this wire is coming through the hole here. Okay. So in here we have what seems to be the main tuner capacitor and channels selection wafer switch. So this will be nice to have a look at, by the way. Okay, so this is loose. And what do we have remaining? We have, in fact, these modules here. Which, if I remember correctly, in fact you can remove directly from the top. Yes. So where we will start? We will start at having a look at the rear side of the front plate. So here you have all the mechanisms for the frequency or the tuning adjustment, band adjustment, and the little indicator you did see through the little window at the other side. There is, I need to zoom, hopefully, there is a little bulb here to light it. Main input connector here with probably a reverse polarity protection diode. And here just the switches for the frequency selector. Wafer switches. The back of the indicator is quite weird, as you can see. Painted in black goop. The headset and audio outputs are here. And what do we have here? We have what is called the power amplifier. So yes, as expected, it is attached to the front panel. I will try not to undo it completely, just undo the cover in order to save a little bit of time on this teardown, which will be really long, I guess. So will it come off? Yes, but it just reveals the back of the circuit board. So I need to undo it anyway. if it does cooperate, which is not completely sure. Okay, captive screw. Another one, and maybe I will be able to pull it. Yes. So heatsink component, I will not touch it because it may be toxic. And I can see a lot of regular pieces, well, more or less regular, because components are a little bit weird. They are Indian components, by the way. We have what must be a power transistor here, directly attached into the metal base. We have another one here clipped on the side, and you can see more of the same stuff here. Golden transistor, round golden transistor, coils, resistors and capacitors apart from this. Okay, so I will reinstall this and we will proceed to the next part. Okay, and by the way, it is the H4 module. So now we will continue with these modules on this side. We have a little relay here, as you can see. And to remove these modules, I guess I need to flip it on the other side. Get one of the puller tools and undo the black screws, which are probably fasteners for the modules. Same, they are captive screws. A number of them. We have a very nice military capacitor here, which seems very American made. And apart from this, I did not see any brand exactly in the parts, so it is not easy to say or to tell which manufacturer they are. So now, as it is done, I must be able to pull the modules. Yes, as you can see, little connector and a completely shielded module. So this one is the aerial filter. This one is supposed to come off. This one. Okay. So it is nice because you have references of the modules written at the bottom, so you cannot mismatch them. Oh, I did forget one screw. Excuse me. Maybe. Okay, so first we will have a look at these three modules. Then we will have a look at the big array of modules at the other side. Okay, so we put this aside without cutting my finger. I will try at least. Okay, so we have three small modules. We will start with the start power supply. I guess it is the best thing to do. I hope the light is enough. So, power supply, module H1. Just one screw, the cover, and Here is what we have. A BEL LHP-219 transistor. On the two circuit boards, this one is quite boring, just resistors. I can zoom a little bit more, I guess. Yes. Resistor, transistors. Another one here with something interesting. It might, yes, it might be some kind of hybrid pack. In fact, in here you can see this white rectangular thing. It seems it is some kind of ceramic hybrid with maybe 6 contacts, something like so. So this here. We have a coil and it is all a few trim pots. And the transistor is bolted, as you can see, on this piece for coupling to the case, and it's sinking probably also. So I am searching for a date code. In fact, I did notice another component is branded BEL, this one, and this also. So seems it is mostly domestic components. Very interesting. No date code here, no date code here, and the transistors also BEL everywhere. So we have a 7844 here. Could it be 78? It seems too old, in fact. So I'm not sure if it is actually the manufacturing date, but probably we will find out later if we find an integrated circuit. So I will take care of this after. We have the aerial filter LC and metering unit. It will be a very long video for hardcore teardown addicts, because I plan to go into every one of these modules. Here, oh, it is nice, as you can see. A lot of stuff packed in this. Flying the breeze capacitors here, wafer switch, and a whole bunch of filters here with capacitors, probably mica capacitors, this one, and coils with coax wires going to them. Some stuff here on the back. All this probably switched by this wafer rotary switch. Quite amazing little unit, this one. And just in this we can count the number of screws. We had 3 screws on the top, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13 counting this one, 15 counting the screws on the wafer switch. Just for this module. Okay, for this one. Next on the list is the divider. No, excuse me, driver. So very lightweight one, this one. I do not remember at all what there is inside. I believe I did already take this radio apart. No, another time. So we have 2 more BEL transistors with fancy heatsinks. A lot of conformal coating, and pretty simple set of components. You can see very old school looking resistors here. Okay, so I will put these modules back together and we will go to the next ones. Okay, I am back. So, in fact, each one of these modules on this side can be removed like so. I will demonstrate one, but as it seems it is not necessary to remove them to undo the cover. For the other ones, I will just undo the covers. It will save some time. So, here we have the two puller tools which we will need. You have screw holes provided. You just screw in your pullers. Try to at least. Really have to try to. And cross fingers. For this one it does not work terribly well. Okay. Oops. And here is how it looks like, just a little module with a circuit board. But yes, you really want to take care and pull the module upright, because if not, you will bend the pins. Okay, it should be good enough. So here is what they look like. All the same, easy to replace, really nicely made. So now I will do a little bit of unscrewing of all these covers, and I will be right back. Okay, so again, you cannot lose the screws here, they are captive. It is really nice. So we will start with this one, the one I did pull previously. As you can see, trimmer inductors, one round IC, probably op amp, again made by BEL, ceramic, capacitors, very old school with color code on them, and resistors, nothing else. Aluminum cover is very light. Next one, so this was filter out, let's go to filter in. Well, almost the same thing. Okay. And here we have, I will unzoom, need to unzoom a little bit for these ones, or try to put the radio this way. We have the AGC. I see 4 transistors, 2 very nice capacitors here in some kind of wrapper, and more passive components. We have a detector and receive audio. Here, one over similar round IC. Very nice weird red components here, resistor probably, with value stamped on it. And more nice little capacitors here. Here you can see the socket for the pins. Here, it is the generator, 1750 kHz generator, and obviously we have a quartz, a lot of capacitors and resistors and such. Still not any dead code on this thing. We have a summing amplifier and 10 volt regulator. So one over round IC with a heatsink clipped on it, and more weird resistors. This one is branded RMC in fluorescent yellow on fluorescent green. Quite interesting. These things here are little test points. You can see you can poke them through the cover. We have the transmitter IF, more of the same. And finally the transmit audio and tone generator, more of the same except to have bulb wires here, it seems. And exactly the same set of components, but still not any information of a manufacturing date. Okay, so it is all for these modules. I will, as you did see, there is a very big circuit board behind on the 2 quartz oscillators just here behind, just here, here, here. Point to point here, a terminal board. And you can see the hinge, the wires are routed here out of the hinge very nicely. I do not know what is the purpose of this yellow sleeve here, apart from protecting the wires. So I will screw back on these covers and we will go to the next modules. So we will continue with this module I did extract earlier, which contains the main filters, variable capacitor here, air capacitor. Even everything is, this module is modular, an enormous wafer switch here, little board, overboard here at the back with a quite weird construction. As you can see, we have 2 of these things. We have 6-leg green bugs with a whole set of diodes between them. So probably it is doing something important. I guess this should be coils or transformers or something like this. Yes, indeed, I can see copper wire going inside, so quite interesting. And we have this cover with all these settings, adjustable transformers and capacitors, which in fact must be possible to undo. So I will just undo the cover, because I guess it will be quite beautiful behind it. I try to memorize where the things go when I do it, because it may help for reassembling. Here, this one is hard to access. One last and it will be good. Okay. So, will it come off? Yes. And look at this very nicely made cover here. And as expected, we have a whole army of trimmers. I have a brand, guys. Murata, it is written on this one. So this seems to be probably Japanese brand, so they must be imported parts, these ones. And a whole bunch of adjustable transformers. By the way, these are 2 modules. You can see there is a gap in the middle. And they are plug-in also. If you remove these screws, you could pull the module off and replace it. Okay. So, okay, we have 3 screws on this side and 1 on this side, 2 on this side. So I will put this back together and we will go to the last but the most interesting module. Okay, last but not least, this one. So first it is quite fun because in fact we haven't got a lot of connections for this main module. This one has its own connections, but here you have just 2, here 7 and 2 coax for all this. So another look at the Bulova temperature compensated crystal oscillator. And at the back, as you can see, we have a whole bunch of connectors and screws to undo in order to be able to pull the modules. And guess what? Yes, it looks like I will need to undo the solders here in order to be able to pull the programmable divider module. So I will do it after. For now we will have a look at the easy to remove modules. And by the looks of it, probably I did already do it previously. As you can see, screws to remove, a lot of them. I try to be very quick. This one does not cooperate. Six more of them here. This thing is really an insane number of parts together. Maybe one more. Okay, so first here we have what seems to be a whole bunch of adjustable inductors on this little circuit board mounted here, not accessible through these holes. And now I can start to undo the modules. So first one is the switching regulator for 5 volts. So I will really quickly undo the screws. Have a look at inside. Oh, it is quite full, not expected. We have 2 circuit boards, pretty dirty solder work here, as you can see. Some transformer, BEL logo everywhere, as always. Okay, it was the first one. Maybe you have to put the cover in the correct way. Yes. So next one is voltage regulator again, but this one is very light, so yes, we have a dead code, guys. We have a 723 op amp here, or I see also it is an op amp made in Hong Kong, and we have a dead code of 1979. So yes, the 79 they did see onto another part was a dead code. It is the only non-Indian part in this, apparently, in this module at least. Okay, next one the frequency detector on standard divider. Here we have ICs, two circuit boards with at each time 3 ICs. They are CD4011 and 4043 maybe here, 4013, and this one is not even possible to read, made by RCA. Overboard is more or less the same. You can see the work here is not the best I have ever seen on these solders. Looks very do-it-yourself quality. Quite interesting. Okay. Next one, the phase comparator. Only 5 contacts on this one. And again CD 4016, 4011. Okay, it is very shiny, so it will go in the how it will show in camera. So this module here I did speak of previously is also, yes, modular. You can remove it with the screws here, and it is called the coil block. But if you remove it, you need to undo the at least 3 solders here. So we will continue with one forgotten screw. Okay, one other voltage controlled oscillator. So what do we have in here? Two boards again. And I see very fancy stuff here, TRW diodes with golden legs. They are called PQ1300B. And here it looks like we have 2 diodes in series in a heat shrink. Quite weird, and one other of these red resistors with a handwritten value on it. Similar solder job on the back. Oh, they did include some insulator material in the cover, at least. Okay, we have one left module before I need to use the soldering iron. It is the 5-bit DA converter. Oh, this may be interesting. And yes, surely enough, we have what seems to be a big hybrid module, like in the power supply, but bigger one. The one is the power supply was like this size, like so, or something like so. But this one is much bigger with a lot of contacts, called BMC 1033 R10K. So are the 10K resistors in this? We have 2 CD4029 ICs. On the overboard I see one round metal IC and few transistors. So one thing, it seems that I did not notice in fact, but it looks like if I unscrew this standoff or try to, in fact, well, I will not do it, but it is screwed in this green piece here, and probably if I unscrew them it will allow to remove the PCB by itself. Interesting. Okay, now I need to I will reinstall these modules and I will prepare the soldering iron for undoing this one. Okay, I'm back and I have 6 wires to unsolder here. Try to do it as cleanly as possible. It looks like I did already undo them previously. And I will take the time of reinstalling them properly. Excuse me. So let's try to do it. Oh, not too bad, I guess. This one is loose. So I do not see why they did not use some connector here, where everywhere else they did use a lot of connectors. And it looks like we have some kind of glass pass-through here. Where? Because I believe this is mostly power supply to the module. Here we have not less than 3 wires going to it. Little solder blob to get it off. And 3 more of them, obviously ground here at the middle. One. 2. Installing them will be fun. Oh, the last one is loose. Okay, so now I can try to put the soldering iron aside, and I guess I can undo the 3 screws here, which will allow to remove the module. Very serious grounding on this one. Okay, here we are. Oh, I hope it will not be a problem, because these things are part of the cover, oddly enough. It is written OK here. So it is the programmable divider, big connector here, and we are just 4 screws away of knowing what there is inside. So let's do it. Also, this connector is attached to the cover. So really, I wonder how it will come apart. Last screw. So in fact the answer is it does not come apart. It seems it does not want to cooperate. Maybe I need to insert a screw in here and pull. Yes, so here we are. Okay, there is one PCB in the cover, in the box, and one in the cover. Mill grade, of course, RCA clips. ceramic clips. These ones are written made in Indonesia. Here you can see the glass pass through to the going inside the box. Very nice wire loom here to the connector. And they are CD40 series again. By the way, it looks like we do not have any conformal coating on these PCBs, only enough, while everything else was heavily coated. Either they did forget, or as the module is not completely sealed, it should be good to have conformal coating, but nothing here. Just a piece of insulator material behind it. Okay, so here we are for this last module. So now I will put the radio back together. Okay, so the module is back in place. Well, resoldered. Now I will try to install this. So I did never try to power on this radio, if I remember correctly, mainly because I am missing all the accessories, including the power supply and its set. I do not even know the correct supply voltage, and without any its set it will not do a lot of stuff anyway. So these green connectors here are very brittle. You have to tight the screw evenly, because if not you might break them in two. Okay, this one is good to go. This, it looks suspiciously like a power supply plug. And we have one more down here. Okay, and we are good for this. The two coax here, golden one, green one, and it should drop back in place like so. Now I can hopefully it seems a little bit messed up by the way, and it looks like they did replace this piece. It was epoxide in place. So I return one more time the radio, and I can try to reinstall the screws for this module. Which seems to be just going in like so. Okay, another one here. In fact, I am lifting the module while I am tightening the screw. Interesting. This one is a different model, not sure why. Okay, and we have last one. It may be why I need a longer one here. Okay. Okay, so this was pretty tedious. I have the grounding wire to reinstall in here. I'm not sure if I did install correctly these wires here, because I do not think they were poking outside the bottom plate. Like so, it should be good enough anyway. So, grounding strap here. Here we are. A last look at the big PCB here for the flat modules. As you can see, pretty straightforward tracks with two nice cross associators. So now as it is done, I can try to put back the front plate in place. And by the way, this front piece is at least 2 kilos by itself. It is almost more heavy than the overpass over radio. And here, if you remember correctly, we had the standoff. Which I am trying to reinstall. It will require a proper tool for the job here. So the screws are metric on this thing. No Imperial. It is good. Okay. Then we continue with I think I can close this for good. We add a few screws all around. These ones are spring-loaded, so very okay. So I have seen a very similar construction in American radios. So I guess they did copy an American radio design. So for some reason the screws do not operate at all. I am not sure why. I am pinching a wire or something. It is just because my front piece is not installed correctly. First I need to install the front panel. Maybe it will be easier. For this I need to align all these little cams in here. Excuse me. Try to at least. Very easy as you can see. Where are my pliers? This one's no. This maybe it should locate correctly. Okay. And there is another one which is problematic. This one. So this thing is really a pain to work with. As you can see, this is good, this is good. One more here. Not sure the correct position for this switch, by the way. Okay, so it should be good, maybe. I have one screw here. Like this. And we will conclude with the 6 screws on the side for the main screws securing the front panel to the frame. I wonder the number of work hours needed for the initial assembly of such a device, because probably back in the time the components were placed on the PCBs. Probably the PCBs were wave soldered, but not sure even. There is definitely some handmade solder work, as on here for instance. And you can see, I did not notice previously, they did apply some paint over the solder joints, exactly like they do in Russian equipment. So it is quite weird. They did use the same things as Russians, except for the color. So I have 3 more screws, but this one is will be a little bit difficult, I guess. Yes, no. Okay, let me figure it out and we'll be right back. Okay, these ones were really not easy. So now I should be able to reinstall this, as I have a matching screw thread at the other side. Okay, and last thing, reinstall the two little tools. So, I guess reinstalling the cover will conclude this video. I uploaded and show this teardown of my most exotic military radio. I would love to have more military radios, but they are not easy to find. They can be expensive, or really expensive even. And what else? They are very space consuming and heavy. So previously I had more military radios, but I did sell them back around 2005. I had SEM 35, nice German made bipolar radio, very nice quality. I had GRC9, the famous GRC9. I had several PRCs 9 and 10, 8, 9, 10 maybe even, and a few other little ones. But I did sell most of them because of lack of space to store them, sadly. And now I would like to find them again, but they are not easy to find, and the prices did increase quite a lot, in fact. Back in the early 2000s, some set like this was something around 20 or 50 euros, not much, not more. But now something like this should sell at least easily 100 euros. I do not know why it became so expensive. Because no, not a lot of people do collect them anyway, so last screw, hopefully. This one is really hard. Wow. Okay. Two turns and it is good. Okay. So, and of course, caution, the set is sealed. It must not be removed from the cabinet. We did totally not void the warranty on this thing. So, I hope you did enjoy this teardown of my Indian made military radio. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.